Hey guys, welcome to The Sophisticated Scoundrel. Today's topic is going to be about how to find friends. I had a guy reach out to me who's really going through a rough time, and he said that all his friends sort of disappeared after his father had passed away. He's feeling really bummed out and lonely about it. And it's not a good thing. So let's take a look at that. But before we do, please take a look at my new guide, the 5-step guide on how to find your life purpose and mission. And this is something that's very important for all men to do, because if you're feeling like sort of directionless, it makes you feel, it really brings men down. But having a purpose and a mission will give a guy more confidence, more vigor, more energy, and generally have a very positive effect on every other aspect in his life. So this is a very simple guide that I put together for you guys to give it a shot yourself, so you can find out what your mission in life wants to be. So give that a look. Okay, let's take a look at this guy's message and discuss what's going on here. Okay, so he says that I lost my father 3 years ago after a long illness, and all of my friends told me, don't worry, I'm here, everything you need. But after that, they faded away. And as I told, let's see here. And he said, like, I have, English is not his first language here, so I gotta kind of decipher a little bit here. As I told, I have only to go on without looking back. It's difficult, but I have no choice. And so I asked him, well, are you struggling with the pain of losing your father or not having friends? He said, not having friends. He says, I think I have to focus on myself, on eating well, doing exercises for my body, keeping my home clean, and working hard and staying cool. So I took a look at his photo. Looks like a good-looking guy, nice guy. Now, this whole thing about friends, you know, one of the things that I talk about a lot on Instagram is that men need to have a brotherhood of like-minded guys that they can turn to and that spend time with, because, you know, when you're going through tough times, having other men to talk to can really be a good support. And, you know, guys need to have other friends, you know. This might come off as a bit... Well, okay, so I just think right now, male friendships are not encouraged enough in the world. When you do see, like, for example, with Miami Vice Life, those two guys, it was a great example of two good friends. But what's happened over the last 30, 40 years is that mainstream society has taken male friendships, and now it's like they've put on the sort of the gay, they tainted it with like, oh, they must be gay, they must be gay. And it's just like, it's slowly affected men into like thinking like, well, I'm not gay, so if I have these closer friends, does that mean I'm gay? And it's sort of like tainted male friendships, and we really need to get away from that. That's why I'm always preaching men need male friends, because you need to be able to say things, because it's hard to say things with women sometimes. You don't, because it's like guys are going to censor themselves. They don't want to say something rude or whatever. So they need men that they can talk to and just get everything out. And that's sort of what I put together the Miami Vice Life and the Sophisticated Scoundrel for, was for a gathering place for men to just talk about other things with men without worrying about, you know, what other people are thinking. You know, it's a place for us just to get shit off our chest. So when you're a guy out there who's having trouble making friends, like he's having, that can be really hard, because you're like, well, who do I talk to? Who can I turn to when I'm going through a tough time? So how do you make friends? Well, you know, first of all, I do think it's important to be able to be very comfortable with yourself and by yourself. You know, I spent a lot of time for a while in my life roaming and kind of doing my own thing and figuring myself out. I got involved with my passions, which was filmmaking, and I just delved into that and kind of built that up. Eventually, I did get into more learning how to socialize, learning how to just go out and interact with people, and learning how to be socially adept and be able to talk with anybody, make a conversation with anybody that I meet, and become friends with people easily. So if you're a guy who's at the stage now where you're looking for friends, I really would suggest getting out there and working on just talking to people in general. It doesn't mean that you have to be friends with them, but I think mastering the art of conversation is a skill that you can do anywhere. And one great way to do this is actually get a job in sales, because when you work in sales, you're talking with people all the time. You learn human psychology, human behavior. You have to be able to read people. You have to know how to adjust your own ability to talk and relate to somebody else. And oftentimes it's more about them than yourself, which is a good thing, because you'll learn that when you can ask about other people and get them to talk, they feel more comfortable with you. And this is how you create friendships, bonds. Like I was just at a cigar shop the other day, and I was outside smoking, and there was a gentleman who sat down next to me. I never met the guy, but I initiated a conversation with him. And during that conversation, I just asked him questions, and then I quietly listened and smoked my cigar. He talked and talked and talked, and I got to know him, and I would interject here and there. But, he was telling me story after story, opening up, and this is how you build that rapport, and you kind of let people share their story with you. So, if you're looking for those types of people that you can spend time with, really work on becoming a good communicator. Be able to be a good listener, and go out and interact with people and actually practice it. Because this is something you can do for free. You literally just go to the store, the grocery store, or wherever it is that you are, meet people, talk to them. And not everyone's going to like you. I'm not saying be friends with everybody, but I think once you learn the art of conversation, people are going to naturally want to be friends with you. And one important thing about the art of conversation is that learn the art of charm. Be able to see the humor in situations, be able to say a little one-line funny remark here and there. You don't want to be serious all the time, because if you can get people to laugh, chances are they're going to like to be around you. This is for both men and women. So I think if you're having a really tough time finding friends, that's a great way to do it. And just start building up the ability to communicate with people. That's going to naturally draw people to you. And it becomes less about you chasing after people, and then instead drawing people to you naturally. But what you're saying about eating well and exercising, take care of yourself. Get yourself in a really good mental spot right now. Maybe because you don't have really that many friends, it sounds like, this is a good opportunity for you to again, work on yourself, get yourself to a good spot mentally, spiritually, physically. So then when you're out interacting with people, you really have no other hang-ups. You're just comfortable with yourself, and that comfort and confidence in yourself is going to really radiate to the people that you're talking to, which is going to, again, make those conversations even better. Let's see here. And I'm not sure how old you are. You're probably a pretty young guy. But it's funny. The older you get, the less of a need you have for friends. I mean, I do have friends, but I'm okay being alone. Like, I like hanging out with my friends. We have a good time. I love seeing them and chit-chatting and goofing off. But I'm okay by myself. Like, sometimes I just love going out at night on my own and just doing my thing. I'm very comfortable with it, and I'll meet people out. I'll just kind of be my own wingman or be my own buddy and go out, and I'll meet people and to see where the night takes me. You never know what happens. I mean, I've met so many interesting people just going out and doing that. And that's enough. That's fun. I come home and after a nice evening, and I feel fulfilled and I am satisfied. So the older you get, that need does kind of go away. But I do still think that having guy friends that you can talk to if you're going through tough times is essential. So follow some of the steps I just laid out for you and build up those things, And I'm going to just be specific. Go to cigar shops. I don't know if you smoke cigars or not, but honestly, cigar shops are such a great place to meet other men. They generally have interesting characters and guys who are a bit masculine who hang out there. So if you live in a country or a city that has cigar shops, go hang out with one and just meet people. You might be surprised by who you come across. All right, guys, if you have any other questions, please leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And if you want one-on-one coaching with me, please click the link down below and book a session with yours truly. We'll see you in the next one.